Who would want to see the act of violence that takes their loved one's life? Kilyn Lewis wants to see what happened when Aurora police shot her husband, Kilyn Lewis, while he was on his knees. She says Aurora police haven't showed her the full body camera video. In her first interview, she told our Steve Steger she wants to see what happened leading up to the shooting and what happened in the moments after.
I feel like it's the last little bit I can hold on to.
That heart around Kilyn Lewis's neck is made from the remains of a man she misses deeply.
He was a great husband, father, brother, son, uncle. He was a helping person.
Kilyn was with her husband, Kilyn, on May 23rd when he dropped her off to go hang out with a friend.
The last thing he said was, "I love you." I never thought this would ever happen to me. I never thought I would lose my husband to the police.
Around 11:30 that morning, Kilyn Lewis was stormed by an Aurora police SWAT team in unmarked trucks with a warrant. 7 seconds after those cops rush out of their trucks, Lewis was on the ground, bleeding from a gunshot wound to the stomach.
He started screaming, "I ain't got nothing, I ain't got nothing, I ain't got nothing." He said it 3 times. He's backing up because he turned around and he sees 4 cops with guns in his face. So, of course, naturally, he got a little shook up, and he has his phone in his hand, and he puts his hands up, and he starts going down towards his knees. Like you can see, he starts complying.
Lewis took several steps and placed his right hand behind his back.
Aurora Police Chief Heather Morris says Officer Michael Deek saw an object in Lewis's hand and fired 1 shot. He died 3 days later in the hospital.
I did not see a justifiable shooting by a highly experienced, heavily armored, heavily trained SWAT team officer from the Aurora Police Department.
Lewis's attorney, Ed Hopkins, says Kilyn was doing what he was told. His hands in the air, beginning to kneel to the ground, not pointing that phone in his hand at anyone.
I'm about as confident as anybody else who's had a gun pointed to their face that he couldn't have done anything better.
And both Hopkins and his client have questions about the portions of the video that haven't been released yet, especially the moments after, when the chief says officers rushed to help Kilyn.
We think with a wound like that, if you have competent medical people there, you can save that man's life.
But the biggest question on this widow's mind is, will she see justice?
This officer just killed somebody. And okay, let me take his gun and his badge. Probably watching me on TV with your feet kicked up. Paid. His rent is paid. He's eating. He's talking to his family. He's talking to his wife and kids probably. Kilyn can never do that. And you guys need to feel my pain.
Spokesman for APD disputed one claim here and told us late this afternoon that the family was given the opportunity to view the video of the life-saving measures, but declined to watch it. They say the law only requires them to release video depicting the death, and that any other unedited video will be released when it can be during the investigation. The 18th Judicial District DA is investigating the shooting, and Aurora PD says there's also an ongoing internal affairs investigation. Officer Michael Deek is on paid administrative leave as all of that is going on, Kyle.
I think this case just speaks to the fact that anybody can have an interaction with law enforcement. And I think people think if I just do what they tell me to, it's going to be okay. And what you see appears to be a man doing exactly what he was told.
It's a tough situation because you think about you all of a sudden have all these people surrounding you and kind of yelling at you, giving you what sounds like different commands. At one officer we hear saying hands, hands, hands. The other officer saying on the ground, on the ground, on the ground, trying to do all of those things together. And it ends up like this.
All right. Thank you for continuing to follow this, Steve. Appreciate it.